KNICKS Rehab.
KNICKS Rehab, y'all.
That's supposed to be a Knicks rival. They stopped us one time. Been playing great defense the last several years. But the Orlando Magic's Paolo Banchero, he had a hell of a press conference that was jarring to say the
I
least.
think it's really similar to the past couple seasons if you really look at it, you know. I mean, last year wasn't a great season. You know, we had tough times, you know, a lot of bad losses last year. You know, year before, we won 47 games, probably our best year. But, you know, I think it's something that's occurred, you know, over and over again the last few seasons. So, you know, I think we just got to figure out a way to put an end to it. And, you know, if we want to be a contender or whatever you want to call it, a team that's going to play deep into the playoffs, you know, we gotta go out there and be different. You know, we can't just stay the same. And you know, right now it feels like we have the same issues as the past, and now our defense is slipping, which makes it look worse. You know, like you said, our defense covered a lot of that in the past, and now that's slipping. And so those problems start to be magnified when you can't lean on your defense. And I think that's something we got to figure out.
No disrespect, fuck the Orlando Magic. I don't care. They was never no rival. They never was no threat to us. We ain't meet them in the playoffs and had a death match like we had in Detroit. Fuck the Orlando Magic. I don't care about none of them. We got problems with the Knicks. We got to fix our shit. He sound like us. That's the only thing I can say that's a little comparable, whatever the fucking word is. But fuck the Orlando Magic. We need to fix us. Orlando Magic ain't did nothing yet for any of us to care about them. Are they a good team? Yes. They ain't do nothing great yet. Nothing. All that we've been saying for years, yo, we meet with them in the playoffs. We ain't meet them yet. They ain't no threat to nobody. I'm tired of giving all these players like premature props. Everybody glazing Detroit. The fuck they did yet? Are they having a good season? Yes. We beat the motherfuckers in the playoffs. Let's see them be in the finals or the conference finals. Then we can start glazing. Listen, Orlando's a good team. Like I said, to me, they're in that Sacramento realm where you thought they was about to make that leap when they had Mike Brown. And then I'm just saying, we thought Sacramento was about to make that leap. They didn't make it. Orlando Magic is stuck in the mud. I told y'all a while ago, Bane got in the way of Banchero and them niggas. That's my opinion. Same way Cade is getting in the way of our offense. How long I've been saying that, Fabian? I said Cade is in the way of Jalen Brunson, especially if you're going to play like a bitch. So for me with the Orlando Magic, listen, until they, you know, they're a good regular season team. But what have they done for me to like really comment on them and really care about what they say or what they do? Listen, at the end of the day, it's us, Detroit, and Boston. Everybody else, fuck them. And I put Philly in there. Everybody else, the minimum. That's why, you know, I never was really a fan of Orlando like that. Good young team, but as you see, they have problems. They have players that need the ball. You don't know who's the leader, who's the best player. 1 minute is Banchero, 1 minute is one of the brothers. Now you bring Bane in there. To me, who's a dog, and you know, he has that makeup the way in his mind, he's probably the best player on the team. Think he's one of the better two guards in the league. So I just think over there, they just have a lot of egos that's getting in the way of what they really could do. But for the overall, I'm not worrying about Orlando. As you see, they got in-house problems like us. But we were the ones that were just in the Eastern Conference Finals. So I'm not even thinking about them. I'm thinking about 3 teams. Philly, Boston, and definitely Detroit. Everybody else, y'all know my motto, tear your fucking Achilles and go to hell. I know you didn't expect it to go like that. My apologies, but fuck Orlando.
I mean, but also there's some the rumors mill is swirling around. They might go after. There was some more cat going over there. Maybe part of a 3-team trade. Maybe I should have led with that, and maybe I should have landed my question a little bit differently. But you know, thanks all board for your overall commentary. They have been a matchup problem, and they could be a matchup problem for teams like Detroit and Boston in the first round, second round before we get to play them. So this is looking like a different Eastern Conference, please.
You know, OG Fabian he's a slick dude.
Yeah,
he's a sly, he's a shrewd operator, right? We've trusted him to be a producer right?
Oh, hold on. That
And-
was nice. Not smooth operator. He's a shrewd operator. Coast to coast, LA to Chicago.
Chicago.
Come on, the GOAT. Weston Wade. Come on, man. Ah ha ha.
He's a shrewd operator, right? Walk with me for a second, OG, right? Earlier this year, right? I came on the live, right? Before we even started, I came on the live with a sign, right? You remember, right? And the sign said, Paolo Banchero is better than Cade Cunningham, right? Jumped out the window, had a sign and all that, right? He ain't get me on camera. He ain't do it.
Hold on, stay there, Flea.
Nah,
And
it was
remember-
on camera. It was on camera.
You know what?
Flea,
Yeah.
stay there. And just remember 2-3 seasons ago, who was the big nemesis for the Knicks?
Orlando.
Proceed, my brother.
So-
I just want,
So, I come on here and I had this sign that says, Paolo Banchero better than Cade Cunningham. And we have a little back and forth. I thought that was really good, right? And Flea has no problem being wrong, right? So I was able to walk. I then since walked it back, right? Consistently. But he never seems to like shy away from the opportunity to like always say I'm wrong about some shit, right? So here's just another opportunity, right, for me to just say I'm dead wrong. Personally, I don't really give a fuck about Orlando. But if we're going to talk about him real quick, here it is. Paolo Banchero hasn't gotten better. He's gotten worse, actually. His game hasn't gotten better. He's regressed. He should be an all-time level player in the NBA right now. The way his talent is, the way his body type is, and the franchise that kind of was handed to him being a number 1 overall pick.
And a
right?
good roster.
And a decent roster, and you got a solid coach, right? So you have all the tools, really, to elevate your game, and he just hasn't. He's an inefficient scorer. He plays like he's 6'3", 6'4", when he's really 6'9", 6'10". He doesn't take advantage of any of his matchups. He lets everybody off the hook. He overshoots the 3 and shoots it poorly. He's shooting under 30% from 3. Like, all of this hinges on the fact that he hasn't elevated. What you call it is really, really good. Franz is really, really good. But for him to go down and they always take a precipitous drop off when he goes down says something about who Franz is as opposed to who Paolo Banchero is. Like, I'm giving you your flowers right now, nigga. Let me cook. Fix your face while I'm doing what I'm doing. Fix your face while I'm doing what I'm doing. Let me cook. So, yes, it's all on that brother that we just listened to. It's all on him. Franz Wagner is a damn good player, but you can't tell me that when he goes down, that team just goes south.
Well, Fabian, to give Flea, great point, but to give Fabian some credit, he's always said Franz is better than Banchero. He's always advocated for that.
That's why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that. That's what I'm saying.
What Detroit and Cade is what Banchero and Orlando supposed to be right now. And they dropped the ball.
And that's all. A lot of that goes with what he said, their defense. They middle of the pack right now. They like 14th in defense. They were a team which Fabian said that we should be fearful of the team. It's because there was always 1, 2, 3 in defense. There was always top 3, top 4, top 5 in defense. So,
but they also,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
but remember, they was also a big team and also took advantage of their mismatches. But remember, their Achilles heel was their bad 3-point shooting team. So you bring Bane in there hoping that helps y'all out. And
he's gotten better. But like you said, he's taking shots. Paolo's taking 15 shots a game now. He was taking at least 17 to 18 shots a game. So you're taking less shots and you're less efficient. That ain't shit coming from a player of your magnitude. So, yeah, they got issues. I'm not worried about them, Fabian. I would actually prefer to see them in the first round. Let's warm up. I would much rather see that team in the first round of the playoffs.
Well, the way we're playing and as disconnected as we are, I don't know. I mean, the last time we played them really well, but it takes a lot of effort to beat a team like that. I think you could punch them in the mouth, and they don't have enough offense to keep up. I don't know if Franz is necessarily better or ever has been. It's just the fact that his game is always downhill. I'm like, how the fuck does he have a handle? I'm just shocked with his handle. Like, obvious probably better than Franz. Shoots a little bit better. They have a similar style. Like, yo, how the hell you got a handle? You 6'10". And Banchero is the one that hasn't shown anything, holds on to the ball for too long. But it is surprising to see a team that can't get it together. Jonathan Isaac he's in the Robert Williams III category. And even then, that's disrespectful to Robert Williams III, because at least when he plays on the court, he's like dynamic for them 10 minutes that Flea goes crazy over. Goes, yo, you see Robert Williams there? And
he was balling that game. He was open.
But this is another team that fell off a cliff, and why the Knicks should be licking their chops at going to the finals. They're in shambles. Their star is sitting there befuddled. We got to take advantage of this. Bane he's an agitator. I think he's a plus for them. They're going to be in a situation now where it's like, yo, can you be honest with yourself and say, are we holding on to the potential of Banchero, who might not get better, has never shown that, or can we trade him now at his highest, which he's not even at his highest value. He was like that last year. But you might have to trade him. Giannis is available. A lot of guys are available. They could try to make a move and try to see if they could work with this. Or if they give up Franz, is that a bad guy to look at? Especially with, Mikhail and OG on where they're playing.
But big shout out to Bird Sixers. Like he's saying, don't sleep when Orlando, teams go through growing pains. It feels like Orlando's been going through growing pains for the last 4 seasons. So that's really the only reason why we really highlighting what's going on with them, because Mosley has established himself as a good coach. That's happened over the last few seasons. Like it just seems like the growing pains are continuing. When you just said Detroit, JB Bickerstaff just took them, you know what I'm saying? They feels like they almost skipped steps. You know what I'm saying? So
and they can't stay healthy. It's just
right.
Me,
right. And that's the other piece.
There.
That's it right there, OG. That's it right there, OG.
And Cade and Duren have progressed as star players for their teams, while Banchero hasn't. You're struggling to get what system, what are you doing to help Banchero? So I got a question, Mosley, how great of a coach are you? Have you hit your ceiling? Do you have to start looking in the mirror yourself? Because I do care if the Orlando Magic suck. Please. Let's not forget they punked us for 2 games. That's how good their potential was. Oh, ball TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.